No, no, no! Ugh. Hello, I'm Jess Wagstrom, professional dabbler, and today we are dabbling in hula hooping, but also in YouTube trends. So there is a trend that has been floating around the YouTubes recently, wherein an expert in a particular field critiques popular media relating to that field. Like a doctor watching Scrubs, a lawyer watching Liar Liar, a voice teacher critiquing celebrity performances. I want to get in on this trend because I like it when people think that I'm smart. However, I'm not really like an expert in any sort of exciting field that people watch a lot of TV shows about. I got hula hooping. I know more about hula hooping than the average person on the street. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of popular media about hula hooping, so I thought it would be fun to just search for random people on the internet trying to hula hoop and seeing if I could help them out. Unfortunately, when I search for can't hula hoop on YouTube, there are videos that pop up, but they're all real old. So I'm probably not actually going to be helping any of these people out. But none of these people really asked for my help anyway, so let's just, whatever. We're gonna make this happen. I'm gonna be an expert in my field. Let's do it. All right. So right away, we see Danlove, we see me. I feel pretty honored that when you search can't hula hoop, you get not only arguably the best hula hoop content creator on YouTube, and also my shitty videos. The little girl hula hoop fail. This is a classic. Here she goes. Oh, she can't do it! This is one of those videos that got sent to me like 4,000 times when it first came out. Obviously, she's not able to hula hoop because she's not putting the hoop on her body at all. She's just kind of holding it, dropping it, and wiggling it. Let's see what else we've got. Vlog I Can't Hula Hoop from Abby Richards 3 years ago. I like your music, Abby. It's real loud though. Okay, I'm gonna skip around to find the hula hooping. All right. Yeah. It is. Okay. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know what I'm going to say right now. You know why I'm cringing so hard. And it's not just because my cat is eating bubble wrap. The hoop they are using is a poorly constructed, really flimsy, really lightweight toy store children's hula hoop. She says she's watched some tutorials on YouTube and had no luck. The hoop in relation to her body is so small. She doesn't have any space, and I know it's like full of sand or beads or whatever, and those are throwing off the momentum. Okay, but that's cute. Her technique isn't the greatest. I want to back that up and slow down the playback speed. So he's starting way too high. He's starting that way too high. I understand why he's starting his hoop up that high. It's because he's not getting any momentum when he tries it around his waist, because it's way too small. You can especially see the size, like how small it is for him. Like his body is taking up more space in the hoop than there is open space in the hoop. There's no room to do your movements in that. It's so tiny. The muscles you are using to keep a hoop going up around your chest are a completely different set of muscles than you're using to keep a hoop going around your waist. Trying to start a hoop on your chest is not a good idea. If you're gonna try to waist hoop, you want to start it on your waist. His technique isn't bad. He's going back and forth, and that's what you want to do. You want to have 2 points of contact, either back and forth or side to side. Let's watch Abby. Okay, so she's kind of like doing this hip swoopy, shuffly thing. She's kind of like twisting her hips around, which isn't gonna really get you anywhere. And I'm sure she's just overcompensating for how small and lightweight and pathetic that hoop is. Yeah! Okay, she's gonna try it on her arm. So she's doing really great hooping with it on her arm, and I want to show you why. Look at the circumference of her arm, very small, compared to the circumference of the hoop. So much more space to make the movements, to get the timing. She is actually performing the correct movements with her arm. Look at this, up and down, up and down. That's exactly what you need to do with the hoop on your body. She is hula hooping perfectly on her arm because that hoop is actually sized appropriately for her arm. I don't need to learn how to do that with my body. All right, another. Okay. So this looks like it is a bigger hula hoop than the last video, but it's still a toy store hoop. She's starting it on her back, which is good. Okay, so she just kind of took the hoop and like laid it on her body and then started moving, which is not what you want to do. You want to give yourself the advantage of momentum to start. So you want to like really wind it up, crank it, and then like bam, slam it into your belly so that without you even having to move, it just goes around your body a few times. Also, while that is a bigger hula hoop compared to the last video we saw, in proportion to her body, it's still a fairly small hoop, and I'm willing to bet it's pretty darn lightweight as well. So she is doing it. She's moving back and forth. She's pushing her belly into the hoop when it crosses her belly. But look at how much she's having to move. She's having to work really hard to keep this hoop going as long as it's been going, and she's doing a good job, but ultimately it does fall. See, it starts to droop there, and then there's just not enough space in that hoop to really recover. Having a larger, more weighted hoop would have helped a lot. And now, okay, now look. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Look at her waist. How much space her body is taking up in the hoop compared to the adults. She is still only taking up this much space, and the hoop has all of this space to go around her body. This is the proportion you want when you're learning to hoop. Her movement isn't even really ideal. She's kind of twisting a little bit, but she's got the advantage of having a hoop sized to her body. So it's starting to fall. It's down to her hips now, and so that means that she's losing control over her waist. She's making it look so easy, like, oh, it's so easy for this little girl to hula hoop. She's got the right tool for the job. What else? Straight men can't hula hoop. This looks like fun.
We've come to Manchester to find out if straight men can hula hoop.
Well, not with that hoop. Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at how small that hoop is. This is setting them up for failure. That kid can. I bet that little kid can. No! Oh, I hate it! No. No! Ugh. Oh, okay. Oh, this is stressing me out. It's just, I can't even describe to you the emotions I'm having right now. This title of this video, Straight Men Can't Hula Hoop. I guarantee you that guy cannot use that hula hoop either. He's like, just wiggle your hips, just wiggle your hips. That's not how you hula hoop. Just wiggle your hips is a terrible instruction. But also, this gentleman, this poor guy, oh, I feel for him. This is his body. That's the room he has to move in the hoop. And again, he just kind of like winds it up and drops it. And it's already at this like ridiculous angle that he's not going to recover from. Okay, he's a smaller, now see, but it's even too small for him. That hoop is too small for anyone except for like a little child. Yes, thank you comments, thank you. Now I have a little bit of a treat for you. I actually have some videos from about 4 years ago of YouTubers attempting to hula hoop, and the interesting thing is they are all using hula hoops that I made. I had this idea a while ago that I was just gonna send hula hoops out to a bunch of YouTubers. Hula hooping was gonna take over YouTube. My Etsy shop would blow up. It didn't quite work out that way, but I do have all these clips of YouTubers hula hooping, so let's go ahead and see the difference between someone who's never hula hooped attempting it with the right tools. So this is Wheezy Waiter, Craig Benzine is his real name. If you don't know who he is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. I sent him a hula hoop. That's the hula hoop I made him in the back.
Now the thing all of you have been thinking since I started this video, what's with the hula hoop? Okay, a girl named Jess sent me that hula hoop. Thank you, Jess.
You're welcome.
Jess Hoops. She saw how badly I hula hooped in an early vlog and explained to me that most hula hoops are made for little kids.
I actually forgot that that's what gave me the idea. Now this is a great screenshot because look at, here's his body and here's the space in the hoop.
This one's a bigger hula hoop, which makes it easier.
Yeah.
Skills. And China's been practicing her hula hooping too, and drinking coffee at the same time.
Hey, let's watch. Watch. He's got his wind up. It's not the best push, like it swings way up high, but because of the space he has time to recover. He's going back and forth, 2 points of contact, and he's not having to struggle. He's just moving. Here was this lady. Remember this lady? Like, she did a good job, but look at how hard she's having to work. Look at how forcefully she is moving her body. She is having to really crank her body to keep that hoop going, as opposed to Wheezy. Look at his face. He's like, I'm hardly working at all. This is so easy. I have the right hoop. So this is Michael Aranda, who has a wonderful vlog at what I'm doing right now, and he also co-hosts on SciShow. He's wearing a SciShow tie right now.
Jess sent a black and gold hula hoop. I guess I have a bit of a secret to tell you guys. I don't think I have ever hula hooped in my life. I guess there's a first time for everything.
Hey! He's never hula hooped before. He's still able to keep that hoop up for 3 or 4 rotations, and he doesn't really know what he's doing. That is the difference that having an appropriately sized hoop makes. And then I saved one more for last. Tyler Oakley.
Okay, so this next package obviously looks like a hula hoop. I'm gonna assume it's hula hoops.
The thing that is hard for me to watch in Tyler's video, he clearly doesn't read the instructions because he doesn't uncollapse it all the way, and so the hoop is really warped and upsetting to look at.
Different about it. I'm gonna open it. Oh my god, that is just so satisfying. Oh yes. Okay, it is exactly what I thought it was. 2 hula hoops. Wait, what? This is like a double hula hoop? What is going on? How big is this hula hoop? Oh my god!
Okay, because it makes me cringe every time, but also it makes me smile. Look at how warped the hoop is. He did not crank his hula hoop, and that's why it's so warped like that. If you buy a hoop from me and it looks like that, you gotta crank it. I made a video on how to do that. Despite the fact that this hoop is clearly not a perfect circle, despite the fact that he clearly doesn't know what he's doing. He's getting in like 2 or 3 rotations.
Oh my god! Jess, thank you.
I love it. If you get nothing else out of this video, even if you yourself never hula hoop, please just take that little nugget with you. Having a hoop that's appropriately sized to your body is going to get you the most success in the hula hoop. To me, it's not worth it to struggle with a little children's toy. I have reopened my Etsy shop after a year's hiatus of taking some time to think about what I really want to do, and my main focus, the thing that I really love, is making hoops for first-time beginners just starting out, never hooped before, who just want to get that hoop going around their waist. My shop link is in the description if you want your own hula hoop. But even if you don't, I really appreciate you watching this video. If you happen to find any clips on the internet of people trying to hoop, if you have an appropriately sized hoop but are struggling to keep your hoop going and need some help figuring out what's going on, let me know. I would love to make another one of these videos, and there's a pretty limited amount of clips out there on the internet that I can find. I would also very much like to thank my patrons. Here are their names. They are all beautiful, wonderful people, probably the best people in the whole world. I do have a couple of tiers on my Patreon. If you can't afford a brand new hoop up front, I basically have a hoop layaway. So by supporting me on Patreon, you're actually saving up for a hoop. That is all I have for you today. Today we were dabbling in hoops and a little bit of YouTube fun, but who knows what the next video could be about. My name is Jess. I hope you are having a beautiful day, and I will see you the next time I make a video. Goodbye! Line it up on your back directly across from your belly button. Then give it a big, firm push. Crank it up and push it directly into your belly button. Think of your belly button as the start button. You've got to hit it really hard to get the thing going. A slow push does not provide the momentum to keep the hoop up. Faster plus stronger equals more success!